Gloomy wasn't always her name. It was a name that came to define her, but it wasn't the one she was born with. It was given to her, with a whisper and a giggle in the hallways of her school. A cruel joke that stuck, a nickname that became her identity. Born in a vibrant Indian town, she was surrounded by family, spices, and sunshine. The air was filled with the aroma of spices and the streets echoed with laughter and chatter. But from a young age, Gloomy felt different. She couldn't quite place it, but there was a sense of not fitting in, a feeling that grew stronger with time.
My skin, kissed by the Indian sun, wasn't the fair complexion often celebrated. It was a rich, deep hue that set me apart, and not always in a good way. My thick, long hair, a glorious mane, became a source of teasing in the humid climate. It was beautiful, but it was different, and different wasn't always accepted.
Gloomy's spirit, naturally bright and curious, began to dim. The weight of the teasing and the whispers started to overshadow her natural joy. She was a happy child by nature. Her laughter was infectious, and her curiosity knew no bounds. But the constant barrage of comments about her appearance took a toll. Each remark chipped away at her confidence, leaving her feeling more isolated. Relatives would pinch her cheeks, lamenting her complexion. They meant no harm, but their words stung. Classmates made fun of her hair, calling it wild and untamed. What was once a source of pride became a point of ridicule. The societal pressure to conform to a certain standard of beauty felt suffocating. It was as if she was constantly being told she wasn't enough. Laughter and joy were slowly replaced with self-doubt and sadness. The vibrant, happy child was fading, replaced by a girl who felt she had to hide her true self. Words have power. They can build up or tear down, heal or hurt. And for Gloomy, those carelessly thrown around about her looks felt like stones against her heart, each one heavier than the last. Each taunt, each backhanded compliment about her potential to be pretty, if only, chipped away at her self-esteem, leaving scars that were invisible but deeply felt. School, a place meant for learning and growth, became a battleground, a place where she had to defend herself daily.
Hey, Gloomy, you'd be pretty if only you did something about that hair. Why don't you try harder?
She retreated into herself, finding solace in books and her imagination, where she could be anyone, do anything. Why couldn't people see beyond the surface? Why was it so hard for them to see her for who she truly was? Her heart was big, her mind even bigger, but all anyone seemed to notice was her appearance. It was as if her true self was invisible. The hurt was real, and it ran deep, creating cracks in her confidence that seemed impossible to mend.
Maybe I wasn't beautiful. Maybe I was just fooling myself. Maybe I never would be. Maybe beauty was something I could never attain, no matter how hard I tried.
Oh, the hair, the endless struggle. It was a magnificent mane, thick and long, passed down from generations of women in her family. Each strand seemed to tell a story of its own, a legacy of beauty and strength. But in the sweltering heat of her hometown, it felt more like a curse than a blessing. The weight of it was unbearable, especially during the scorching summer months. The humidity turned her hair into a force of nature, expanding with a life of its own. It was as if her hair had its own personality, one that thrived in chaos.
Every attempt to tame it was met with defeat. No matter how much time and effort she put into styling, it always seemed to have a mind of its own. Elaborate braids wilted into frizzy messes within minutes. The intricate designs she worked so hard on would unravel in the blink of an eye. Ponytails drooped, weighed down by the sheer volume of my hair. What started as a sleek look would quickly turn into a disheveled mess. Even the most potent hair products seemed to surrender to the humidity. Gels, sprays, and creams all failed to keep the frizz at bay.
Gloomy would look in the mirror, her hair defying gravity, standing upright as if mocking her efforts, and a wave of despair would wash over her. She felt trapped in a never-ending battle with her own hair. It was a constant reminder of her perceived flaws. Each frizzy strand seemed to highlight her insecurities, making her feel less confident with every glance. One day, while browsing through a bookstore, her happy place, Gloomy stumbled upon a shelf dedicated to self-care. Books on skincare, hair care, and mindfulness beckoned her. Intrigued, she picked up a book on embracing natural beauty. As she flipped through the pages, a spark ignited within her.
Maybe, just maybe, beauty wasn't about conforming to someone else's standards. Maybe it was about loving and caring for yourself, inside and out.
That day, Gloomy made a decision. She would no longer be a passive recipient of other people's opinions. She would embark on a journey of self-discovery and self-love. Section 5. The glow-up begins.
My transformation didn't happen overnight. It was a gradual process, fueled by my newfound determination. I devoured books and articles, learning about my skin type, hair porosity, and the benefits of a healthy lifestyle. I started paying attention to my diet, incorporating more fruits, vegetables, and water.
She experimented with different skincare routines, discovering the magic of sunscreen and gentle cleansers. For her hair, she researched traditional Indian hair care practices, embracing natural oils and DIY hair masks. She even started practicing yoga and meditation, finding inner peace amidst the chaos. Section 6. Confidence Unleashed.
As I invested in myself, a remarkable change began to occur. I radiated a newfound confidence, a quiet strength that drew people in. My skin, once a source of insecurity, now glowed with health. My hair, while still gloriously thick, became a symbol of my heritage, a crown I wore with pride.
The whispers in the hallways didn't disappear entirely, but they no longer held the same power over her. Gloomy had found her voice, and she wasn't afraid to use it. She held her head high, her eyes sparkling with newfound self-assurance. She had learned that true beauty emanated from within, from a place of self-love and acceptance. Section 7. Embracing the journey.
My journey wasn't always smooth sailing. There were days when self-doubt crept in, when I questioned my progress. There were moments of frustration, especially when my hair decided to wage war against humidity. But I learned to embrace every step of the process, the highs and the lows.
She realized that self-love wasn't a destination, but a journey, a lifelong commitment to herself. She learned to celebrate her victories, no matter how small, and to extend the same grace and compassion to herself that she so freely gave to others. Section 8. Triumphant Gloomy.
I, the girl who once felt invisible, had blossomed. I became a beacon of hope for others struggling with self-acceptance. My story resonated with countless people, inspiring them to embrace their own unique beauty. I used my platform to speak out against unrealistic beauty standards and to advocate for self-love and inclusivity.
Gloomy's transformation was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, we have the power to choose love, acceptance, and ultimately, triumph.